And now we come to the end. We started first with the 1920s, suffered through the 1930s. We tolerated the 1940s. And then we trudged through the 1950s. Now, let us go onward to the 1960s, for tonight's film is filled with terror, and it will chill you to your bone as you see the birth of evil. Prepare yourselves. It's almost over. Rosemary's Baby was directed by Roman Polanski and stars Mia Farrow, and follows the story of Rosemary, who moves into a new apartment complex with her husband and dreams of eventually having a child. And then one night, she has this fever dream that she's having sex with some sort of demonic creature, and it turns out she's pregnant, and mysterious things start happening as she doesn't seem to be able to trust anyone she knows. Of all the films that I've been watching over this October, this is the one I've been most interested in because I've really heard a lot about this film, about how creepy it is, and indeed, it is terrifying. But not in the type of horror that we are accustomed to now with such as jump scares. No, this horror comes from something much deeper. It's on a psychological level, as well as just feeling so real and tangible. It feels so real and authentic, and there's just a lot of fear in this. I felt gross while watching it, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing that the film is making me feel disgusted in a particular way. It's very disturbing, and you just feel uncomfortable while watching this woman basically going through the problems and the tribulations of pregnancies. But it's just horrific at times, and a lot of the people around her, you can't trust them at all. I can't trust anyone in this film, and that made it just very hard to watch at times. The horror doesn't come from what's on screen, but rather what's not on screen, as well as just the feeling it gives you. The music very early on in this film is very hard-hitting with just how uncomfortable it makes you feel. The opening seconds of this film are already creepy, with a lullaby being sung by the lead actress. It's really disturbing and creepy, and the music never lets up. And something that this film does perfectly is just the acting, the direction. Roman Polanski did an incredible job with this film, especially with Mia's performance. She is incredible in this film, and she just has to deal with so much that this role had to be very difficult to act with, but she pulls it off so well. I love every scene she's in, and she's just terrific. The other actors are incredibly good too, such as a lot of the older actors, such as her neighbors that are attached to a type of cult in the film, and they are incredibly creepy, and it's very later on in the film during, of course, the big scene of the film, which if you haven't seen the film, then I won't spoil too much, but I mean, a lot of people know about this film, but the ending scene in particular is so haunting and creepy, and it's all about what you don't see, and just the way people say certain things and what they're saying is terrifying. This is the first film of these films that I've watched over this October that has really chilled me to my bone. And what's really interesting was this was Roman Polanski's first American film, because he'd been doing films previously in his own country, and here he showcases that he is an incredible talent behind the camera. Aside from stuff in his personal life, he is an incredible director here, and just everything about this film is basically perfect, especially that third act is just flawless in every conceivable way. However, I do feel that the film feels a little too long in some places. I feel like somewhere a few seconds or a few minutes could be cut from this film and make it feel a little better. Sometimes the pacing doesn't always work. It does have this slow pace throughout the film, but sometimes you can feel it. But it doesn't hinder the rest of the film, because what we got here is a very good horror film that doesn't try to be scary in the sense of trying to just be like, ooh, boo, or anything. This is real horror. And I like it that this type of horror is starting to return to cinemas. We get it a lot with A24 movies. I know a bunch of people don't like A24, but the type of horror that they're doing is very similar to this, and I really like that. I really loved this film, guys. So anyway, with all that said, I'm going to give Rosemary's Baby a 9 out of 10. This is an excellent horror film, and just a great film in general, with some terrific acting, directing, a great script, and just a very oppressive atmosphere that I really enjoyed. But yeah, I guess that's all I really got to say. So I want to thank you guys for sticking with me through this Halloween horror that I've been doing. This was a lot of fun, and I hope to continue this again next year with, I'll probably be doing more of the decade stuff, starting with the 1970s and going up to the 2010s, since we're basically almost done with this decade. It's gone by really fast. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for who've watched all of these videos, or if you've just watched this video, and if you have just watched this video, go back and watch my others and see that too. But yeah, guys, that's all I got to say. So, as always, thank you, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next review. What's that? Hold on a second. It sounded like something was coming from me. Huh. What's that doing there? Well, guys, enjoy the next review.